The Australian landscape contains exotic creatures that often can be quite dangerous. The Promised Land is home to many interesting and primitive-looking creatures that seem to have been around since the beginning. Kangaroos, giant lizards, immense spitting cane toads, a variety of poisonous snakes, scorpions, spiders are just a few of the creatures that are a part of everyday life. To Robert and those who work on the Promised Land, these creatures become a part of the scenery. But for those not used to the potential perils, the prospect of an encounter can be quite alarming. In episode 6, Graham pays heed to the Promised Land wildlife. What do you think, Mum?
Oh, it's wonderful.
Lots of good water.
Oh, gee, you can hardly get into the shed. We wouldn't have been able to get into the shed.
I wouldn't want to mess with that spider.
There's a spider in there, Mum. Graham is staying clear.
Look at the size of it, Mum. Look at the size of that spider. Rob will just come out and go like that. What?
Graham's not going anywhere near that spider.
Yeah. See? See? Okay, Chris. I said Rob will just come out and he'll just... Oh my...
Just move the spider around.
You kidding? Mum? What's going on? There's a bloody... Look at the size of that spider.
Where? Do you want to have a look at the size of the spider?
It's huge. He'll have you for lunch.
What sort of spider is he?
Hey, look at the fangs on him.
The fangs.
I don't know, but I'll tell you what, he's not small, is he?
What do you think about the size of the spider there, Noel?
Oh, it's completely irrelevant.
Irrelevant? Graham doesn't think it's irrelevant.
Witnessed here was what we would call a near miss. The size of that spider was incredible. I tell you, it's just not safe here. Eh? The hostility of this environment is just it's amazing. I mean, the car pulled up and I had to escape
The car pulled up?
the ants. Seriously, I've never seen ants the size of these things. You know, they were huge and they had like fangs. And, oh, here comes Audrey, another survivor of, you know. So Mum, how do you feel about that spider, Mum? How do you feel about the size? Oh, Mum, it's on the move.
That was nothing.
It was nothing, that spider.
nothing.
Didn't you see the size of that thing?
Oh, that little spider like that.
That little spider? Graham, that little spider that you're horrified about.
Mum, that little spider, I reckon, would eat you.
It's not a redback or anything on it.
Not a redback or anything?
Are you suggesting that thing with fangs like that wouldn't hurt you?
Fangs
It's got
like
fangs bigger than my fingers, Mum.
Robert put his finger on it.
Robert put his finger on it.
Something tells me I'm pleased
Oh.
I'm not on the Promised
Yeah,
Land.
Robert put his finger on it?
Yeah, he put his finger. Frank said, "Oh, there's a spider," and he said, "Oh, yeah, there's a spider." Just put his finger on.
Oh,
Hey, good.
any minute we'll be
Well, we've been fortunate so far, rather lucky. We survived the ants and the spiders. I'm a bit worried though now we're entering the mosquito country. I hear people are being carried away by the mosquitoes, but look, let's just move on and hopefully we'll live through this next segment.
Why, didn't it? Couldn't that far the amount of water. And it kept coming up. And it got so high into
Is that the pump? Does it just lift up, does it?
Oh,
Just the-
that's the floating foot valve.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually suspended under the water. So it drops with the...
So what do you think of this vista, Mum?
Mom?
Oh,
Mom,
wonderful.
what do you think about that?
It's wonderful. Look at that, it's like a river, isn't it?
But how high is that above the...
Oh, it's a fair
the
bit.
slab? About that high?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
how
a lot
high
of
it
water.
was.
A lot of water running across that spillway.
So,
Do you know, Dave,
it's just
when this dam was built, it stayed empty for 3 years.
Yeah, well, that can happen.
No, it's not supposed to happen. You build these things and you invest in infrastructure so that you can improve your lot. What they didn't count on was that this was the promised land, the land of promises. What you think will be is the opposite. So what you got to do is you got to plan for, you got to do things like disasters. You have to crash your vehicles. You have to, I don't know, set fire to the cane out of season.
What do you think, Noel?
You know?
But it's there.
It's there.
It's there.
It's there. It's
Yes,
there.
but
Now it's full of water.
30
years later.
30 years, no.
It took 30 years to
It
fill
took
this
30
up.
years to fill this dam.
And how old do you think the Promised Land is? Well, it's endless.
The Promised
It
Land,
has- it
Promised
has-
Land dates back to biblical. What are we talking about here? This place.
So what's 30 years? What's 30 years? He's got a point there, Greg.
He does have a point. What is 30 years?
Lake Promised Land? You got Lake Promised Land here?
Lake Promised Land.
That's a big fish in there, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Wow, that's
And
impressive.
there's barramundi in there. That's
Barramundi.
We've seen dead ones on the side.
What is this particular species of plant
Oh,
here?
look at the prickle.
Commonly known grab apple, but its
It's a
proper name is datura.
datura.
And it does get rid of
And,
skin cancers.
Quite hard.
Tina.